I'm joined at this hour by cricket analyst Karthik Iyer and Basit Subani from Pakistan. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Commiserations to you, Basit. Your first reaction about Pakistan being beaten comprehensively tonight by Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka winning the Asia Cup.
Congratulations to all Sri Lankans. They deserved to win this title. They were comprehensively the most complete side in this tournament, and they have outplayed Pakistan. As they say, catches win you matches. So doesn't matter the format, it applies in this case as well. And Pakistani middle order has been non-existent basically. So very happy for Sri Lankan people. They have been through a lot of tough time, and this small country has produced a lot of cricketing giants like Mahela, Sangha, Arvinda, Murali and Vas. They had a very tough last decade with no notable performances, but it's absolutely wonderful to see them winning this big title.
Karthik, even perhaps a year ago, around September last year, we wouldn't have thought that Sri Lanka would go on to become the champion or title winner of a tournament. But what a turnaround it has been for the team.
Rika, a year ago, I would say even a month ago, because Australia had gone to Sri Lanka, and even though they lost the ODI series, they had won the T20 series. So yeah, it's clearly a massive surprise, and it's great for their own country as well, as given the economic crisis that they are going through, and probably a big statement that they have made. Had it not been for Bhanuka Rajapaksa and Vanindu Hasaranga, we might have been sitting and discussing and saying that toss is such a crucial factor in Dubai and Sharjah. But they have proved everyone wrong. They were forced to bat first, and yet they scored terrifically. And as Mr. Basit rightly mentioned, Pakistan did not have or does not have a middle order. Sri Lanka showed that even when they are down and out, they have the players to chip in with both bat and ball.
I wonder what the Punjab owners, Kings 11 Punjab owners or the Punjab King owners must be thinking at this point. Basit, there were many performers tonight from Sri Lanka, but if you were to pick one of the super performers as the X factor for this win, who would you pick?
I would say it was more of a team effort as I see it. But if you single out, that was the Raja guy, coming up with this.
Rajapaksa, yeah.
Rajapaksa. Yeah, a lot of these guys are young people, and some of us may not be very fluent with their names too. I mean, this is such a new team, and they have really outplayed a lot of teams and a lot of professional guys out there. They have put them to shame, I would say. And Shadab's, fielding didn't contribute at all. You need to have control on what you're doing when the big match comes up. And this clearly showed that Pakistani boys were not ready for this big game.
Karthik, same question for you. The X factor for Sri Lanka's win?
Kusal Mendes for me. Because before the Australia series, Kusal Mendes was nowhere. He was not scoring. He was not even able to buy a run. And suddenly he turns out to be the VVS Lakshman for Sri Lanka, because the moment Australia arrived, Kusal Mendes starts to score runs, and that his and Nisanka's opening partnerships have been the center stone for Sri Lanka.
I'm specifically asking about tonight.
Yes. Okay. Specifically for tonight, then I would have to agree that it was Bhanuka Rajapaksa, but that the debutant, his name is Madhushan.
Pramod Madhushan, yeah.
Pramod Madhushan, that was a surprise trump card pulled out by Dasun Shanaka. Everyone thought maybe Matisha Patirana could be the turning point in this tournament, but he has exposed some really young gents for Sri Lanka.
Basit, Pakistan had got Sri Lanka on the mat. They were 58 for 5 at one point, but then they let the match slip away. Would you say it was Pakistan's sheer lack of intent that resulted in their loss tonight?
Definitely. That was not their best game. A lot of them would not like to remember this game for long. Your best spinner just bowled 1 over and he hardly gave anything, and he wasn't asked to bowl again, and he was brought too late. I'm talking about Nawaz. It was really poorly
Poor
managed.
planning by the team.
Poor planning, absolutely poor planning, and they just can't get away with such poor middle order. Basically, it's not existent. You see, they don't even score runs. You talk about Khushdils and Asifs, and they can win you 1 or 2 games in a dozen games, but you need solid performers. Perhaps you need to call Shoaib Malik for the upcoming T20 World Cup. You would need some solid
middle order. But Pakistan would also probably go home happy after having won that high intensity battle against Afghanistan and the match against India. However, a reality check for both India and for Pakistan ahead of the World Cup. Thank you very much, Basit and Karthik, for joining me at this hour.